Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use a data scraping tool to download multiple high-rise images from a list of URL paths. This technique can be used for any of your data scraping needs, but I'm most specifically interested in high-rise imagery and using that imagery in Esri's ArcPro or ArcGIS, so that's where my interests lie. Before we start, you're going to want to create a folder in somewhere easily accessible. I've put a high-rise folder on my desktop, and this is where we'll be downloading the high-rise imagery to. Before we start, we're going to need a couple of different data packages. First is Chocolatey, and it's a package manager for Windows. We're going to need wget, which is a data scraping tool, and we will be grabbing our high-rise images or files from the Mars Orbital Data Explorer. So, to start, we need to install Chocolatey. You can do that by clicking the Install Now button. And we need to install it using an administrative shell, so the administrative PowerShell on your system. So you can go ahead and open up PowerShell as an administrator, which comes up like this. And you're going to run this command right here. So you can just copy that over and paste it into PowerShell, and you can stick with the default of N or no. Once this has been input, you can copy over this command and start the installation process. Now, I already have Chocolatey installed on my computer, so it's going to tell me that that's the case. For you, it might take anywhere between 15 and 30 seconds to execute. Now that that's installed, you're going to open up a command prompt, again, run as an administrator. And we're going to install wget. So that is done with the following command. So choco install wget. It's already been detected on my system, which is fine. You can just follow the command prompts all the way through. I'm just going to say yes and see what that looks like. And now I have installed wget. And if I want to know the installation version, I can find out this way. I have wget version 1.2.3. Okay, so let's leave that for just a second so we can minimize. And now we're going to pull some high-rise images. So I can't navigate Mars unless I see it in this MOLA shaded relief. I'm going to zoom in to a random place and pull, let's see, pull these tiles here. So I'm going to do that with a polygon. And I've chosen 14 data products. Okay, so we're going to add those to the cart. We're going to go to the download page. Now, instead of hitting continue, we're going to choose advanced user options. And this brings up a page where we can then download the text product file list. So that's what we're going to do. And it may take a couple of seconds to download. When it downloads, you'll be able to open up a text file that looks just like this, and you can see all of the derived products that we now have URLs to go and scrape the website for. If you need all of these data products, then great. You can basically skip the next step that I'm about to go over. But if you're using these high-rise images in ArcGIS, then we need to do one extra step to sort of get rid of all this extraneous information that we don't need. This is a pretty small file. We don't have a lot of products we're downloading, but let's say we wanted to download 200 or 300 images. It's not really feasible to edit in this text notepad. So what we're going to do is use program called Notepad++. And this is the text editor that I prefer. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy over this entire section. Now, I just want the JP2s and the LBLs, so I can get rid of all of that. But I don't want the colors. So I am going to click Control F and go to Mark, and I'm going to bookmark all the lines that have the word color in it. And there they all are. I can go to Search, Bookmark, and remove bookmark lines. And now I have just JP2s and LBL files, and I can save this as a text file. So I'll just call it Highrise. Want to make sure that you're saving it as a text file. And there we go. So we'll get rid of the text editor now. And that text file has been placed into this folder. Open it. You can see the highrise.txt. Okay, if I open up PowerShell again, command prompt, you'll notice that the directory is my main directory on my computer. I don't want that. I want this command prompt, and I want wget to be scraping the files in this Highrise folder. So I'm just going to change my working directory from the user profile to this address. So you can do that by changing the directory this way. And now we see that the directory is changed to desktop and Highrise. So now it's time to use the data scraper, but before we do that, we're not particularly sure which command we'll be using. So if we type in wget and help with one L, a whole list of commands will come up. So you can read through and see all the cool things that this program can do. What I'm interested in is this input file right here. So it downloads URLs found in a local or external file. So that's the text file that we've just made. So I'm going to go back down to the new line, and this is the command we're going to enter. wget I, and the name of your text file. So highrise.txt, and enter. And now we start the download from the Highrise repositories that are stored in this URL, the Highrise website out of Arizona. And you can just let your system go. So now you're able to download all of these files directly without having to click on multiple download options on the Highrise website. Once that's done, you can take the JP2s and the LBL files and bring them directly into ArcGIS, ArcPro, or HighView, whichever system you're using to view these files in. So that's it. It's a pretty simple process, and I hope it saves you time and effort in the future.